This week in CIST 2531 with Chapter 6, we're going to look at using basic drawing tools. In this chapter, we're going to look at how to draw curves, straight lines with the curvature tool, how to edit paths with the curvature tool, create dashed lines, draw and edit with the pencil tool, how to join paths with the join tool, and also how to add arrowheads to the path. First thing I want to do is we're going to start with, on our starting document, working with this section. So first thing I'll do is I want to lock this path here so I don't accidentally edit it. So I would go to Object, Lock, and then Selection. After making the selection, you'll see the lock icon that'll indicate it is locked. Okay, my curvature tool is located on my tools panel, and I use this by simply adding an anchor point, a second anchor point, and then you'll see as I start drawing for my third anchor point how the shape starts curving. Now, once I'm finished with drawing this, I need to select a tool to make a selection. So now you see that using the selection tool, I've now completed that drawing. A couple things I can do here is I can go back with the curvature tool and edit this drawing. And I can do this by clicking on the anchor points and dragging them to a new location, or clicking somewhere along the path to add a new anchor point. Now, if I wanted to draw in straight lines, and I'm going to start this with a new curvature. Also, if you'll see, notice that if I zoom in, let me zoom in on this. So with the curvature tool selected, when I have a completed loop, you'll see the little circle beside the icon. I'm going to click that. That was now a completed loop. It is now closed shape. If I want to draw with corners, okay, as I'm drawing with my curvature tool, if I wanted to make a corner, I would double click on one of the anchor points, and the next time I click would be a straight line. Now, that was done with a straight line versus how it will with a curve. Okay, so that is how I make my corners. Now, if I was wanting to make this into a dashed line, with this selected, I would come over and click on the word stroke to open up the stroke dialog box. And here I can change the weight, and you'll see that it does affect what I have currently drawn. I can also choose the dashed line. And in here I can put the size of the dashes and the gap between the dashes, and I can specify that with different settings. Now, using the pencil tool, I'm going to use this artboard down here. As you'll see in this shape here, the 4 dots. So to use the pencil tool, under my paintbrush tool, I'm going to come to pencil tool, and you simply click and hold the mouse down and draw your shape. Let me cut the dashed lines off. Now, to draw a straight line, for instance, between the red and the purple dots. To use this, I'm going to hold down the Alt key, click, and as I draw, it will draw a straight line. Okay, so hold the Alt key down and clicking and dragging will draw you a straight line. Now, the great thing about the pencil tool is that it can be used for more freehand stuff. For example, if I want to use this shape here, now I'm not going to be real precise with this because I'm doing this fairly quickly. But I can also change the fill color, and this to draw the flames that you guys will be drawing in your project. Next tool we're going to look at is the join tool, and we're going to be using it on this area here. So as I zoom in, first I'm going to use the scissor tool. So I'm going to make my selection of this, and I'm going to use the scissor tool, it's on the eraser tool, to make cut on the anchor points. Your join tool, you will need to add it underneath your pencil tool. Okay, so you will come down to the three dots, and in the draw section, drag the join tool up to your pencil tool. So along the path, I'm going to cut some shapes out. And this is a kind of a tricky tool to use sometimes. The join tool. But to join these back, I'm simply just going to draw under this, and you'll see that it has combined those two into one shape again. The next tool we're going to look at will be using adding arrowheads to a path. Okay, we'll go over to the last shape in your project. And we're going to select this path here. Now, once again, we're coming back to the stroke. Okay, so in the stroke, we do have arrowheads here now. So we can choose the way we have our arrows added, choose the top of it, and if you scroll down, you can choose the bottom as well. Okay, so adding arrows is that easy. And you'll do that to both sides of this. So that will finish up chapter 6. As we look at some of the different drawing tools